Japan has so many people living past 100 years old, over 9,000 of them. That's a lot of really old folks, more than anywhere else on Earth for its size. Now let's look at the US. People there shell out billions each year on gym memberships, all sorts of supplements, and those popular fitness apps. But even with all that, chronic disease, joint pain, and your mind slipping still hit most Americans hard once they turn 50. So what's really setting what the Japanese are doing apart? It's more than just simple sushi and green tea. It's not just genetics. So Harvard and Stanford researchers looked at Japan's oldest folks, some over 100 years old and still sharp, moving around and doing their own thing. They stumbled upon something they totally didn't expect to see in these centenarians. It wasn't about what they ate, and it wasn't even about how they worked out. The secret was right there, tucked away in 6 easy movements you could do every day. They were so unassuming that, believe it or not, Western doctors totally brushed them off, thinking they were just too simple to actually do anything, until brain scans, balance tests, and joint images showed something totally unexpected. And here's the kicker. Just doing one of these movements for 2 minutes a day was connected to living 7 years longer. So if you're over 50 and noticing your knees are a bit stiff, your reflexes aren't as quick, or you're dealing with some brain fog, keep reading. I'm going to tell you about 6 old movement habits that might actually help you age a bit, like folks in Japan, staying sharp, steady, and strong. No need for pills, fancy gym stuff, or even breaking a sweat. Hey everyone, before we jump in, tell us your name and where you're tuning in from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Number 6, you got to try slow walking. Sampo. Forget everything you know about walking for exercise. This isn't just about putting on some earbuds and power walking off some calories. Sampo is a gentle, thoughtful exercise that Japanese elders do each morning, and it could be the most overlooked healthy thing you can do for yourself in medicine today. So, you're just moving at half your usual speed. There's no need to hurry or push yourself too hard. It's about finding a steady, easy pace, usually while focusing on how you breathe. Breathe in for 2 steps. Just hang tight for a couple of steps. Breathe out as you take 4 steps. That's all there is to it. Sounds simple, right? But check this out. This way of walking and breathing together really helps your heart and nerves calm down. It can also make your thinking clearer, drop your blood pressure, and even help you balance better by waking up those deep, stabilizing muscles. There was this study that went on for 10 years at Kyoto University, and they found something pretty cool. Older folks who walked every day had arteries that were 62% more flexible. Plus, they moved like they were 20 years younger. When you walk super slow, your feet really get to feel the ground. When you walk, your foot naturally rolls through each part, from your heel to your arch and then to your toes, getting all 33 joints in each foot moving. That sends signals to your brain to actually retrain your balance system, especially the parts that get worse as you get older. You won't find this in a gym. You won't break a sweat. But after a few weeks, a lot of people say they feel more grounded, calmer in their heads, and physically stable. Here's a tip. Try kicking things off with just a 10-minute walk on natural surfaces, like grass or dirt. Yeah, concrete gets the job done, but when it's not perfectly flat, you really start to use more of your muscles. Keep in mind, we're doing more than just walking. This is literally how folks in Japan get their bodies and minds ready each morning. You can do it too. Number 5 is radio taiso. That 3-minute morning routine really gets a whole country going. Every morning at exactly 6:30 a.m. If you're dealing with M, it's not a big problem to figure out what it means quickly and easily. A soft piano melody plays on national radio across Japan. It's not just some headline or a weather report. It's like a sign that a huge number of people in Japan, young and old, are all about to move together. It's called Radio Taiso, a flowing 3-minute routine of 13 gentle stretches. It was designed way back in 1928, and people still practice it even now. Office workers, school kids, and seniors, everyone. But don't mistake it for a workout. You won't be sweating, holding planks, or doing downward dogs. Just a steady, ongoing flow. You know, those arm circles going forward, little bends, side stretches, and those knee lifts, they're all done so smoothly, kind of like a gentle Tai Chi session, and always with a friendly smile. So, they looked at more than 8,000 older folks, and guess what? The ones doing radio Taiso every day fell 40% less often. Plus, they had 55% less trouble with chronic back pain. People in their 80s can still move their hips and shoulders freely. Why does it work? This ritual helps your joints because it gets that natural joint oil, synovial fluid, flowing. If you don't keep active, movement gets tougher after 50. And here's the best part. It's just 3 minutes and 15 seconds. You can absolutely do it in your pajamas, maybe even barefoot in your kitchen. You don't need any special gear. Here's a tip. To get the most out of it, try this. Just after you wake up is the best time to do it. That's when your body's growth hormones are highest and your muscles are really ready. It's a lot more than just stretching. It's about getting refreshed. Just one easy breath and one simple move at a time. Number 4, deep squat rest. The way we stand and sit these days feels totally off. If you take a stroll through a park in Tokyo, you'll probably spot something that could catch you off guard. Watching folks in their 70s, even 80s, just peacefully hanging out in a deep squat, it's pretty inspiring. It makes you think about what our bodies are really capable of. With your heels flat, your back straight, you can chat, read, or even trim bonsai. Now give that a try. You know, over here in the US, a lot of folks, once they hit 50, just can't do a deep squat anymore, or they can only manage it for a few seconds. And that's not the only thing. We've really lost that natural posture all because of one basic thing: chairs. In Japan, sitting on the floor or squatting isn't what folks consider exercise. That's just how things go. And that's what gives it its true power. So there was this big study, right? They tracked more than 5,000 older folks for 12 years. What they found was pretty wild. If you could hold a deep squat for at least 2 minutes, your chances of ending up in assisted living dropped by 70%. It really makes you think about staying mobile. They kept their hips moving freely, their knees staying strong, and their independence completely there. When you do a deep squat, it really opens up your hips all the way.